Chioma, a pleasure to have you join us on Parliament West Africa.
Thank you for having me.
Shall we start by taking your assessment of market performance so far at the beginning of the year 2020?
We've seen a lot of liquidity in the system. We coming into the market open about 700 billion. And with the auction coming in tomorrow, we envisage there's going to be a lot of interest. We expect that there's going to be moderation across all the tenors offered. 155 billion is on offer at the bond space. The last auction, we saw rates close at 13%, but we don't expect that to happen because there's a lot of liquidity in the system. Investors are looking for places to put their money in. So we're going to see a lot of pressure on that space, and then hence the moderation of rates across the tenors offered.
Talking about the moderation of yields, I'd like to take your assessment of the yield trajectory in the market so far.
Well, the exclusion or the restriction of local investors and individuals from participating from the DMO auction has created a lot of liquidity in the market. So we've seen investors trying to look for where to place money. Now, the only option they have really for fixed income is primary market auction and then the bond space. So we've seen investors looking at other avenues to try and tap into higher yielding assets. We've seen them go into commercial papers, promissory notes, and all whatnot. Rates have moderated. We're currently at 2% discount on the 91 days paper primary auction, and then we're at about 4% for the 1 year.
So we're looking at the DMO conducting its first monthly bond auction at the markets tomorrow, Wednesday. Who's interested? Is there appetite for such?
There's a lot of appetite. I said that we opened this today, 700 billion up. And then on Thursday, we have almost maturity of about 400 billion coming to the system. Coupon payments are in the system. Banks are trying their best to try and lend to all the sectors, but there's still liquidity in the market. So all we're going to see is investors trying to put their funds in avenues where they can get high interest rates. So we're going to see a lot of interest in that space tomorrow.
So I'm seeing system liquidity, as you referred to earlier, leading to an uptick in the NTB space. In the bond space, what will activities look like in the near term?
We have seen for the T-bill space, the short end of the T-bill curve, we've seen, because of the FAC credits that came into the system this week, we've seen a lot of bullish sentiment at the short end of the curve, where we've seen investors and banks trying to make most of the funds that had come into the system. But we're going to continue to see the bullish trend across the yield curve. We're going to see people trying to make investment decisions, try and invest those funds. We're also going to see banks trying to lend more to try and meet their 65% target loan to deposit ratio.
Does that summarize, or does that reflect your outlook for the market in the near term as well?
Yeah, it does. We're going to see a lot of interest. We're going to see banks trying to lend. We're going to see pressure on the auction tomorrow.
Many thanks to you for your time on Parliament West Africa, Chioma.
Thank you very much.
Chioma Udu is a Forex dealer at GT.